Really, you fucking shitheads?
What's up, guys? It's Fattern, and I don't know if you really just heard that audio, but that's audio from someone in the game. Anyways, this is a gameplay of Ghost. We're using the MSBS, playing some Domination, and I'm just rushing as much as possible. Maybe I post up a few times to get some kills, but this game takes forever and ever and ever to level up, so I'm just doing my best to not take as long as everybody else. So today's topic is going to be about overpowered weaponry and the new upcoming, not new, but the upcoming tournament for Call of Duty Ghost in Columbus, Ohio. It's this weekend. Also, Double XP is this weekend, if you didn't know. So first we're going to start off with an overpowered weapon, and this gun is super OP. It's done. It's ridiculous. The MSBS is one burst master. It's just insane. There's sometimes where if you're not accurate with it, it doesn't do that well, but for the most part, it's just a one burst beast, and it poops all over people. It you know, puts people down on the ground, says, "Hey, come here real quick. I got something to do. I got something to show you real quick," and then it poops on them, and then doesn't let them go, and just keeps pooping on them all game long, and just like that, giving them wedgies, all sorts of things, and it's just like right there. It's crazy. It just knocks people down. You can't do anything to stop it, but it's a good gun. It's been banned from competitive. Speaking of competitive play, obviously for good reasons it's been banned. Kind of like the FAL was banned, but the FAL wasn't really discovered it was too overpowered until people really realized, like, once you could get the trigger down, that you could just head glitch, and it was even better than an MA1, which didn't make a lot of sense. Not that the gun shouldn't, you know, there shouldn't be like a learning curve for weapons, or you shouldn't be able to you know, do better with someone else if you figured out how to use the gun, but it was just, the FAL was just so overpowered that it could kill people in close range, long range, and it kind of broke up the game in terms of what was fair and balanced. So this gun, the MSBS, has been banned from MLG. I'm not sure what other guns have been banned, but I'm sure there's probably a few, or like one or two. But other than that, this game seems to be pretty well balanced. A lot of guns kill very quickly. I can do very well with the Honey Badger, the SC 2010, the MSBS, the AK, the Remington. Haven't used much of the FAT. I think that might be like one of the weaker weapons. The ARX like 160, I can do really well with that gun. And on all the SMGs, so far I think my actual favorite has changed from the Vepr to the Vector. I'm not really sure yet because I've used a lot more assault rifles than I have for SMGs, but so far none of the SMGs really feel overpowered either. They're all pretty good. They have their weaknesses and strengths. Some have longer range, some fire faster. One has an attached silencer. But it's all kind of up in the air at this moment of which guns are overpowered. We're still only, what, like 3 weeks in? Let's say today's the 20th, and it's only been out for, I guess, 2 weeks and 1 day. So we're 2 weeks in. Technically 3 because I've had the game for 3 weeks, and we don't know what's overpowered yet, but I'm sure as time goes on we'll find more things. It seems to be like there's quite a few sniping spots that people like to camp up with sniper rifles, and they get they get less hit markers than they get kills, I guess. Yeah, that's true. They get a lot more kills than they get hit markers. For sure, it's not even like a 2 to 1, it's more like a 7 to 1 ratio, which I'm not sure if it's good or bad. I like it because it makes sniping fun, but the one thing that sucks is when people camp. Now sniping becomes like a real big campers game where you just sit there and you just snipe all over the place, especially if you play Stormfront. Oof, that's a bad map to be on for if you're not sniping and everyone else is sniping. But now to the second and the main part of this commentary. We're going to talk about, like I said, Ghost in Columbus, Ohio, the Call of Duty tournament that goes down this weekend. I'm not sure what the prize money is, but it's really where teams are going to be established for, you know, who's good, who's not. Even though the game is very young, there's a lot to be learned. A lot of people are still experimenting with different guns. I've seen a lot of people using Veprs or MTARs or even, like I said, Vectors. And then also a lot of people have been using like Remingtons, SC 2010s, a few AKs. So I don't know which weapons are which, or not, I know which weapons are which, duh, Fatter. We don't really know which weapons are going to be the staple hold, or maybe it's so well balanced that, you know, you can use any one of those weapons and each one has its own particular strength and weakness. I'm not sure if you can still use streaks or not. What I've seen, there's no supporter assault streaks, but I don't know if you can use specialists. That's still up in the air. Maybe you can use streaks, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure they won't allow like IMSs or anything. I feel like you should be able to allow like a Trinity rocket. That would be pretty cool because you have to go on like a 7 streak for that. Same thing with like a maybe not a stealth chopper or a battle hind, but something. I wish there were just different streaks, I guess. Maybe a sentry gun. I feel like those would be okay to be allowed, even though you can't use EMPs on sentry guns. You can actually knife it 3 times and the sentry gun will disappear. But overall, it seems like there's a lot of guns that can be used. And if anyone's watched any of the tournaments as of late, there's been a lot of, I guess, parity. You don't really know who's good, who's bad yet. We haven't seen anything, and it feels like the roles are diminished. And by roles are diminished, I mean that usually there's people who are, you know, specific assault rifle players, and some people who are specific, like SMG rushers. And Black Ops 2 seemed to do a really good job of giving people those roles. And but by that I mean like there were some people who in Hardpoint were called anchors. The anchors were the people who tried to get the spawns or the favorable spawns, and they usually had to post up with like an assault rifle. And it was pretty much a battle between the anchors over who could rotate quickest and who could get there and who had the most accurate shot. And that was pretty much how you got good spawns for your team in Hardpoint. And you could not necessarily determine who was like the best anchor, who's a really good anchor, but it was really exciting to watch because like individual battles, it kind of gives you that sort of like wide receiver cornerback battle, or that like, you know, center versus center in basketball, or shooting guard versus shooting guard. There's like individual matchups that you don't really see in a lot of video games, and I think that's why League of Legends does so well, because they have a lot of individual matchups. You know, someone goes, the 2 people who go bottom or the 2 people who go top, whatever lanes they go, you know, those people, they have like the person they're going up against that they have to fight, and those are like little dramas inside of the big drama, which is the actual match itself. So I wish we could have more of that stuff. I know a lot of people will be like, you know, SMG versus SMG, so Karma versus Scumpy, if you guys know what I'm talking about, or like Crimsix versus Killa or something like that. Those are the type of things I'm talking about, like little individual battles on the player or on the field between the players. And there used to be those with the anchors, so like JCap versus Merc, or JCap and Parasite, or whoever else. I don't really remember a lot of the Clayster versus any of those guys. Those were exciting. Those were fun things to watch. So I hope they find a way to bring those back. But right now it just seems like you know, maybe someone's better than an assault rifle. They have like better long range accuracy, or you know, Scumpy is really Crimsix and Karma. They all do things with like SMGs that, you know, none of us could do if we had like 4 SMGs attached with you know, steady aim on. And so there'll be their little battles, you know, getting on flags and stuff. But so far, Domination seems like it could be very campy. But I think Infinity Ward somehow figured out a way to make Domination not as campy as it should be.
Fucking pull it together.
See, I'm at 41-8 right now. I think I'm about to get like another like 18. I'll go like 18-1 or something. But we get like a lot of caps. The game's like very competitive, and I think that's gonna carry over to the competitive game modes. Search and Destroy is, you know, the same old Search and Destroy. Nothing really changes there. And then Blitz is still up in the air at this point. A lot of people think that it's campy mode, but it's kind of cool to see how people, you know, snake their way through the map and, you know, they get people down. I still think that nothing gets more intense than Black Ops 2 with search or capture the flag, when like one team goes to pull and then they get hit with streaks, the other team counter pulls, and now it's like, you know, who's gonna get that flag back first? You can really separate yourself in a game of Blitz.
Bros, we gotta fucking take flags right now.
Quick captures, and it's like 4 or 5-0. You've really separated yourself, and you can kind of play a little bit more defensively and still get caps. So I think it kind of gives it a little too much room for, not necessarily air, but just too much room for people to, you know, blow the game wide open instead of CTF, which was, it seemed to be much more competitive. Yeah, there were some games that were like 4-0 or like 4-1, but a lot of the time, you know, you could get a lot of caps and it would be like a really close game, or, you know, it's a 1-0 or a 2-1, and it was just, it was really exciting. I really enjoyed it. So I wish they would bring CTF back. I wish they would bring Hardpoint back. You know, that would make everybody's life. And I think it would be better off for Call of Duties in the future, because then the game is not relatively the same. It's very different in terms of the guns, the weaponry, so we get to see, you know, who adjusts better to the maps and things like that. But the game modes are the same, so it's more accessible. It's easier for people to watch. People who watch Black Ops 2 could watch Call of Duty Ghosts and know what Hardpoint and CTF is. Now people don't know what Blitz is, and people know what Domination is, but you know, how is it played competitively? And it's really weird to see, and it's kind of confusing, I guess. And I think it would just be better if they just kept the same modes. And I don't know why that's such a big problem for the development studios. Obviously, they want to make their own individualized games and make a name for themselves, but I don't think it would be too hard to really, you know, include the same game types. That's just my opinion on the matter, and I want to know what your guys' opinion is. And if you enjoyed this gameplay, I was very aggressive. I wanted to win. It was getting closer at the end until we turned it up a little bit. Like I said, I think my final score is like 58 and 9, and I think I have like 9 captures or something. Just trying to, you know, get the win for my squad, get as many points as possible, and some entertaining gameplays for you guys. Hopefully HDMI captures coming soon, and I may be getting an Xbox One. Oh my God! Everybody freak out and lose their minds. Fatter might be getting an Xbox One before Titanfall. Anyways, I will talk to you guys soon. Enjoy your Wednesday. I have the next 2 days off, so I'll be playing a lot. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.